Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. This is going to be the 17th video I've made on the death of Prince because it is such a monstrous topic. If you have not seen my work on Prince up to this point, I will link this playlist in the description. It's all the work I've done on him. The second video on the playlist is from February before he died. I did a video on the death of Vanity, Prince's former girlfriend, after she died, and in that video I talked about why Prince better look out, why we might be reading about his death soon, and I talked specifically about the number 67. Prince ended up dying in a span of 67 days from Vanity. There's so much information here. Again, I'll link that in the description. What I can't believe, though, is that this is the 17th video I'm making, and to date, I haven't covered this topic. This might be the most incriminating evidence yet of the planning that was the death of Prince. And what you will be left with that's not answered by the end of this video is this question. Did Prince really die, or has he faked his death by the numbers? And I can't tell you for sure what it is. I'm a little bit torn myself, but as the evidence builds, I'm leaning more and more towards the fact that Prince has faked his death. So that point aside, let's talk about what this song that he recorded in 1984, this was the fourth single released from Purple Rain, I Would Die For You. And with regards to it being the fourth single, recently I did a radio show with Crow 777. Please check out his channel, the 2 interviews I've done with him. In both interviews, we talked about this same point, the significance of 4 and death. 4 is the number of foundation. It's a number that has a lot to do with death and killing in our society. I don't think it's any coincidence that this was the fourth single off Purple Rain. Remember, the word kill equals 44. Prince died on the 44th parallel. If you sum the divisors of the number 44, they total 84. United States of America, 84. This album came out in 84. Michael Jackson also died on the anniversary of the Purple Rain date. Purple Rain came out in 84 on the author's birthday who wrote the book 1984, which is a futuristic book about a nation very much like the United States of America. Anyhow, I Would Die For You. The way he titled For You is interesting. Instead of writing 4, he wrote the number 4. Fourth single, 4 connected to death. And instead of writing the word U, he used the letter U. U is the 21st letter. Prince just died this year on 4/21, a lot like 4U. Making matters even more interesting, I Would Die For You, in Gematria, the big way is 123, the small way 51. Conspiracy, the big way is 123, the small way 51. So the name of the song, the way it's written, has Gematria matching conspiracy. The song was recorded November 28th, 1984. It was released as a single November 28th, 1984. It was recorded August 3rd, which we'll also get to. Both dates, very incriminating. This date had a 1, 2, 3 numerology, just like Conspiracy, just like the song title, recorded or released as a single on date numerology matching the title. And as I continue to explain, so many songs, so many movies, when they're released on dates where the gematria matches the numerology. This is a practice within the industry because this type of stuff is important to Kabbalah, which is Jewish mysticism, and the record studios are run by the Zionist Jews. They have a stranglehold on media, from movies to music to sports. That's why you see so many of these entertainers cross over between all these platforms. Same employer, same gang running the whole show. That was also a date with 39 numerology, and the reason I bring that up is because what this says about the song after his death. Following Prince's death, the song, I Would Die For You, recharted on the Billboard Hot 100 at number 39 on the chart dated the week of May 14th, 2016. So here's what's so funny about it hitting 39. Billboard equals 39, so does May, the month it happened in, and 39 is the number of books in the Old Testament that the Jewish faith goes by, who again controls the recording industry, who owns these celebrities, and operates their careers by the numbers. Prince died on the 44th parallel, also the 93rd meridian, 93, the reflection of 39, the Zionist state of Israel, drawn up on September 3rd, a date that can be written 3/9 or 9/3. Special number to this gang, it represents Saturn, the keeper of time. Also interesting about the date the song was released, it was a date with 34 numerology. Fentanyl equals 34, murder equals 34, suicide equals 34. It was even hinted in headlines for days that maybe Prince committed suicide. The date he died was a date with a life lesson number of 34, another form of numerology interrelated. So interesting, the song came out on a 34 numerology, connecting to the drug that killed him, connecting to murder, connecting to the day he died. Now, as for the date the song was recorded, August 3rd, 1983, this was just, let's see, it was June of 83. I can't remember the specific date that the band The Police recorded the song about murder by numbers. It's as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3. August 3rd can be written 8/3 or 3/8. 3/8 is a lot like 38, which connects to death, Prince, Graceland, Minnesota, Chanhassen. His home's in Chanhassen. They're turning it into a museum, the new Graceland, they're saying. See how this all lines up so perfectly? Song recorded on 3/8 in 83, the reflection of 38. As a reminder, they're opening his home, Paisley Park, turning it into a museum. It's supposed to happen on October 6th, a date with 52 numerology. Prince was 5'2". Revolution, his group equals 52. Prophecy 52. Paisley Park 52. Prophecy 52. The date the home becomes a museum, October 6th, can also be written 10/6, a lot like 106. Prophecy the big way, 106. Perfect date. Prince said all we could go by in this world was prophecy. And what's so amazing to me, Truth Seeker, I don't know what your spirituality is, but I just want to share this with you. I think that there is a higher power. I think there is a good force in this world. And I think all of us who try to do good in this world, we tap into it naturally. And I think the good power of this world knows what's in my heart, because I swear to you, since I was a child, I've always wanted to stop the corruption and wrongdoing and evil that I see in this world. And that's what I've set out to do. And the point I'm trying to make is, about a week before Prince died, I let everybody know I was going to be going away to write a book. And I knew what I was going to be writing. I'd already been working on it, but I needed to turn it into a finished product, streamlined. And the way I decided to write the book was showing how from the beginning of this nation's history up to the present, the powers that be have scripted our history around a prophecy code talking about these exact numbers. Then the death of Prince came, and I didn't even know about Prince's quote about prophecy, but I just saw how all of this factored in so beautifully. And, we've seen all these headlines rolling out day after day, all cementing the points I'm making. Go and watch the playlist. There's a whole lot more to this. This news about his house being made a museum is just from recent weeks. It's just the latest to confirm what I've been saying all this time. May 14th also, by the way, is the 135th day of the year in 2016. The key of David equals 135, which is this instrument in bringing about prophecy. In Revelation, the final book of the Bible, the book of prophecy, that's the day that his song was number 39 on the billboards. The Revelation, the book of prophecy, is based on the 39 books of the Old Testament. So I also want to review this story. I covered this briefly earlier, but I didn't do as great of a job on it as I should have. This is the story about the woman who was with Prince when he passed out on April 15th, and they thought he might die, so they had to make an emergency landing in their jet, and they landed in Moline, Illinois. What I noticed back then about Moline, Illinois was that it was created as a city in history on the date April 21st, and he ended up dying on that date. We'll get to that, but there's more here. Notice this story comes from Judith Hill, active musician. The name Judith Hill in Gematria sums to 113, just like mainstream, just like dishonest, just like Bava Kama in the Talmud. 113a says it's okay for somebody who's Jewish to lie to somebody who's not. So often, people in the media who are used to spread lies and propaganda, they have connections to this number through their name, through their birthday. Just did this with Colin Kaepernick and Darren Sharper, both born on November 3rd. So many more. Both of those men in the last week making negative news headlines. This is a story about her having to do an emergency landing with Prince. Judith Hill also has the Gematria connection to emergency. In this story up here, they emphasize two phrases: very freaked out, and we knew it was only a matter of time. We had to get down. And those two phrases, one has Gematria of 68. 68 is a number connected to death. Caskets go 6 feet deep, or often 8 feet long. However, for Prince, I don't think his casket would be 8 feet. And the longer phrase has Gematria of 187, which is often the homicide code. If Prince is really dead, it was murder by numbers. If he's not dead, it was fake death by numbers and possible murder narrative, as they've given us. You know, the doctor is supposedly from Oregon. Oregon equals 38. So check this out. The story is from April 15th, they had to do this emergency landing in Moline, Illinois, go to the hospital there. April 15th this year, because it was a leap year, was the 106th day of the year. So this story supposedly took place on the 106th day of the year, the number of prophecy, following this prophecy code. And then Moline, Illinois, here's the write-up on it. Moline, Illinois was incorporated on April 21st, 1848. Under Illinois state law, and granted a charter for a trustee form of government. I mean, doesn't that seem strange? What are the odds of that? That was 6 days before he died. And here's something interesting. The number 6, the number 66, and the number 666 all connect to prophecy. When you write out 6, it has the same gematria as 52, as revolution, as Paisley Park, as prophecy. Revelation's the 66th book of the Bible. It is the book of prophecy. And in Revelation, the number 666 is made infamous, and in Jewish gematria, prophecy equals 666. Moline, Illinois has gematria of 167, which is the 39th prime number. Again, Revelation based on the 39 books of the Old Testament. This song charting at 39 after his death. I would die for you. So that's pretty much it. That's the latest information. Major clue we overlooked all this time. Thank you to the person who had me investigate this. As I always say, there's always more to uncover, and that's why I teach this information. In the description, there will also be my how-to gematria video. If you watch that video, you will know how to do this skill. You can apply this knowledge. You can learn it to do it in your head as I have. It can become a real nice tool to have. Until next time, Truth Seeker.